guys, in the fast lane here. In this video I'm going to show you how to diagnose and replace a throttle positioning sensor. The thing to do is locate your throttle positioning sensor, which in my case it's right here. This is a Ford Ranger and a Mazda motor, the 2.3 liter 4-cylinder Duratec engine. In most cases the wire would be the middle wire is the sending wire, the gray wire, and the other wires are just a positive and negative. Now it says 3, 2, 1, and for the Rangers and Mazdas it's going to be number 2 is your wire that is the sending wire, and that's what you need to test. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get some alligator clips. If you got a steady hand you don't need them. You can just use the pin on the lead. Also a little test light if you want to find out which one's positive and negative. If you want to find a negative, you just put the clip on the positive and touch the negative and it'll light up, and then you just reverse it to positive on the clip and then touch the negative, and that'll let you know which one's positive and negative. Also, we're just going to use some alligator clips. It makes it a lot easier. Go ahead and cut a little bit of the coating, the rubber coating, over the wire, and I'm just going to try to get a tooth in there. There we go. And then I'm going to take it to my positive lead. I'm going to touch that, and then I'm going to take the negative and I'm going to just stick it in the negative battery cable. Now I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to hop in the truck and turn the ignition on right before I start it. I'm not going to start it, I'm just going to turn the key right before it would crank. There we go, 0.9 volts. So now I'm going to turn the throttle body. I'm going to turn the butterfly open. So I'm going to go slowly, and you'll watch it increase as you can see the voltage increase. You don't want any sudden spikes. Like if you're turning it slow, you don't want it to go from 1 volt to 3 volts. That means there's a problem. So just keep going. Oh, I'm going back. I'm just going to do it again. Just go slow, and you want to get to about 4.8 volts on max. So there's full throttle. 4.7, and then go back down. Now this will just indicate that it's reading correctly, but sometimes you're going to want to grab an object and be tapping it, just, you know, the regular way you would be driving the vehicle and the vibrations. But sometimes this test even fails. So the test showed that it was good. And OBD scanner really doesn't pick up on a throttle positioning sensor that well. So the next step is we're going to unplug it. Just push the clip in right here and pull it out. And now we're going to take it apart. There's also another way you can test for ohms and stuff, and I'll possibly put a link in there so you can see how to test for ohms. I'm not going to test for ohms. I bought a new one already. It was only $12 and I believe 60-some cents, shipped on eBay from the United States and South Carolina. So check that out. I'll put a part number in the description. I'll even put the eBay listing if you guys want to pick this part up. Okay, to take the torque screws out, you're going to need a T20. Fits right in there like that. We're going to break it loose. We got 2 of them. One on the top, and then we got one on the bottom right here. Just has a rubber seal. This one kind of gets stuck. And here's a fine example of something that just kind of has some problems. You can hear all that scraping in there, and it's getting stuck as it's turning. Right there, it's getting stuck a little bit. So I just don't like that, and I'm going to change that out. Here's the, they call it the CTS, but it's actually a throttle positioning sensor. So here's a part number if you guys can see that one for the Ford. Here's the new one. This is a little part number on the bag. I doubt this is the real part number. Here's what it looks like, just like the Ford one, except just pretty much, you know, no Ford emblems on there. It's real smooth. You don't hear any clanking. back and forth. It doesn't get stuck. So I think that's gonna solve my problem. The problem I was having is pretty much I would be holding the pedal in one spot and it would be jolting in and out a little bit, like fuel was getting cut off or there was a sticky lifter. It just felt like it was in and out, and the engine runs fine, so it runs perfect at idle. So this is the next step to hopefully fixing that problem. Okay, there's really no way you can put this on backwards. Just kind of line it up, turn it to where it needs to be, and then, because if you put it on this way, it won't let you line the screws up. So you have to go down and then turn it back to where it needs to be. So now all we do is just put the 2 screws back in and then plug it back in and start it up and take it for a test spin. Alright, got the new one hooked in. I got my clamp on my lead, and we're going to see what kind of voltage we get when we turn the key this time. So we got the same amount. We're going to do another throttle turn. See what we get on full throttle this time. 4.72. Okay, so this one's showing that it's doing pretty good. Now we're just going to run it, drive it around, and see if that fixes our little miss.